Yo, what's up?
Yo, so for this next video, we're gonna do the Trading Card Game Classic. It's the most expensive product they've ever made. In the trailer, there's literally people wearing suits, so make sure you wear something nice for this video, okay?
Yeah, don't worry. I got the perfect thing.
Dude, what are you wearing?
You said wear my best shirt.
The Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic is the most expensive product that has ever been made in the history of the game. It released in November of 2023 and retailed for a whopping $400. It was marketed as a premier collectible product featuring classic cards and also some exclusive brand new cards that would make for a unique gameplay experience. It all comes in a luxurious package with premium TCG accessories. But now, not even a year later, this premier collectible can be purchased online for well under the original retail price, and it can often be found on sale for under $300. What happened? Did it not sell very well? It seems like a large portion of people who bought this collection broke down the product completely and then sent off the individual cards to be graded, hoping to flip them online for a profit. How many people actually used this product for its intended purpose, to play the game? And for those who did choose to play the cards, what sort of experience did they have? So today we are putting the Pokemon Trading Card Game Classic to the test to figure out if this $400 product is really worth the price of admission. So this is the Trading Card Game Classic. I don't think either of us quite realized how massive this thing is.
No, in the box, it was about this size. But I thought there'd be like styrofoam or something protecting the corners.
Yeah, the box that it came in shipping-wise.
I mean, it's gonna get a little bit smaller because this cardboard outing, maybe there's styrofoam inside. Like it's like cardboard, styrofoam, then
something to
thing.
Protect the contents.
Because this is huge.
This is crazy. It's got the game board. We know it's got the 3 different decks. It's got the rolling dice thing. I'm really interested to see how that works.
I actually saw someone using the stacking damage counters at UIC.
At a tournament?
Yeah, literally this last weekend at UIC, someone had them.
On the back here, you can see the pictures of the products. You see the things it comes with, the Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise deck, 3 deck boxes, 3 sets of sleeves. That's the thing I'm really interested about, because Pokemon is not known for making the best quality sleeves. Hopefully they're not just literally Elite Trainer Box sleeves.
Well, now that you mention it, because they partner with Ultra Pro. Are these Ultra Pro sleeves or these? Because all our Pokemon sleeves Ultra Pro sleeves? Are like the ETB sleeves Ultra Pros or not?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But Ultra Pro does make the Pokemon sleeves. And then it's got the 2-player game board, the tool case with the randomizer. That's interesting. They call it the randomizer.
Tool case.
A tool case. Maybe you can use it at a regionals this week and see how it goes.
The randomizer?
Yeah.
Nice shot.
It's definitely not tournament legal, right?
No way, no.
And then 2 sets of damage counter cones, official terminology.
Cones.
Cones. And then 2 sets of condition markers. You ready to rip into this thing?
Yeah, let's open it up and see what's inside.
Oh, I scratched the box.
Oh no. Minus $10.
I think that it's like, within this is like a briefcase that everything lives inside though.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, there's tape on the top.
Ooh, tape. A whole process to just get this thing open. Ugh. Now the grand reveal.
I don't know how you get it out.
What?
Oh, there we go.
See, so this is something separate. Is there anything in that?
It is heavy. Oh, the decks.
That's the cards, okay.
Yeah, these are the decks.
I guess that makes sense that they'd be stored separate because they'll go in the deck boxes that are in here, I assume, right? So
Not
we got
for official tournaments, just so you know.
That is a little bit of a bummer that you can't use like any of the cards in here. I think you can use the energy. All right, well, let's read this a little bit. Welcome trainers. If you're a longtime player of the Pokemon trading card game, hey, that's us, you may notice that some older cards have been updated for Pokemon TCG Classic. Be sure to read these cards carefully for possible changes. For example, Professor Oak from the base set, which is normally an item card in base set, is now a supporter card, so you can only play 1 per turn. So the Lugia deck is the Venusaur deck, I believe. The Suicune EX is for Blastoise, and the Ho-Oh EX is for the Charizard.
Here are the sleeves.
They look like ETB sleeves to me. They're probably a little better, it's probably more in par with like the Pokemon Center sleeves, like the ones they sell in the Pokemon Center online, they sell at the official tournaments, which I think are they're definitely higher quality than the ETB sleeves overall. Which one should go with which, you think?
Well, they were all stacked on top of a specific sleeve, but I have no idea.
We didn't pay close enough attention to that.
No,
What's first? Grass, fire, water is the normal color. We'll go with that order for sleeving. We'll sleeve these in a little bit. Here we go. Oh, it's just the game board straight up in here. So the actual case is the game board, or is this meant to be, maybe it's all meant to be stored together still. Like, how do you store this thing? Is it just meant to be stored in here?
I guess.
Probably in that. It's probably at least in that I just took out.
Slide it back in there?
You just slide it in, slide it out.
Yeah, because I thought it was a case where it was like, I didn't know the outside of the case was the play. But I guess that makes sense for what it is.
It feels very felt almost.
Yeah.
Oh, like this, okay. Ooh.
Okay, pretty fancy.
That does look pretty fancy. I don't know what you call this, like felt, satin, something like that.
Velvet.
And the deck boxes.
These ones do have the little symbols on them to let you know.
Water one, grass one, fire one. Okay. What do you think about the quality of these?
They seem fine.
Very insightful. And then in here is probably the damage randomizer and everything.
Yeah, the, what's it called? Toolbox?
Toolbox.
Toolbox.
Slide that side off. There they are.
You want to give it a whirl? So is the ones with the white half circles heads?
Probably.
Oh. I wonder how accurate this is to 50-50.
That is an interesting note, right? How accurate is it to 50-50?
I would have no clue on if it
Okay.
is or is not.
I mean, it's landed in just about every spot so far. I wonder if anyone out there has done a true test, like...
They did it like 1,000 times, just to see.
You would have to do it more than that, honestly.
Yeah, 10,000. I wonder, there's probably a number out there that is like considered sufficient.
I wonder if the people at the Pokemon Company did a test, a true test.
There's just someone sitting there with different iterations of this thing, spinning it down the thing.
It would be interesting if they made it like a roulette wheel, you know, where it's like the wheel spins inside while this rolls around. That would make it more accurate, probably. So here are the damage cones. Yeah, they feel, yeah, they are metal, I guess.
These are definitely the coolest thing so far to me, for sure.
They definitely feel nice. I'm glad they're not like plastic. These, the burn and poison. Kind of like how they've done this.
Metal.
This looks like poison, right? Gooey poison. This is like flames, like fire on the side. That's kind of cool.
They're probably the coolest poison and burn markers then. Yeah, so you can stack them up, take a, I don't know, 170 damage.
How easy would it be if you were playing against someone to just quickly look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's X amount of damage?
Well, once you know, but yeah, the thing I feel like with these, like, will something like this be made past this for just kind of the general player base?
I would
possibly?
say probably not, right?
Or will someone take that upon themselves to do as well?
I don't know that they're nice enough to do that. I think these are way less practical than just dice or like
I don't know
damage counters.
But like the lack of clutter you'd have on the board. A Pokemon has a ton of dice on it.
Sure.
You have to go to pick that up.
But that's why we have things like the damage counters with high damage numbers on them.
Yeah, those are tedious though.
Yeah, make sure you grab the right ones.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I would have to actually play with them to see. Also, there was like a case invented for them where they're like in their stacks and stay
That is
stacked.
another thing too, is like, this doesn't feel incredibly portable.
I'm not bringing that with me to a tournament. Roll up with the...
Yeah, it's definitely not portable. You're gonna open this thing up and I guess everything will be in place except for the little ball.
Yeah,
That's
that one
nice,
even
at
stayed.
least. That one did stay. And then let's flip over and look at the playboard.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen this. This is the first time I've ever seen that.
So it's like you're meant to put one here, like one in each corner.
That's how I normally stack my prize. Oh wait, does that prove that the way I do my prize cards is correct? This is exactly how I lay out my prize cards. And then one more, but Chip only gave me 5 cards. Let's go like that. Well, maybe we stay.
Yeah, it's meant to be inside the corner.
Inside the lines, inside the lines.
Azul wasn't good at coloring in the lines as a kid. Well, what do you think? You excited to try it out?
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the decks do, how they go. This is definitely one of those products where you're hoping, like we're not hoping for a real competitive deck, but hoping the decks are competitive amongst each other.
Right.
So it's, you know, an enjoyable game to play.
Yeah, the replayability value of this has to be very high. It's $400 and there's only 3 decks. I really hope that they are balanced with one another and there's fun interactions. It would be really lame if like you were to play 10 games of the water deck versus the fire deck and every single game felt the same. You hope that there's some reason to keep playing, replayability, right?
That's what we're hoping for. And they created unique cards for it too, so I'm assuming that has to be some part, they have to have some part of that in mind.
Yeah, and there's some cool stuff in here too, like there's a Mr. Mime in one of these decks that has only ever been previous to this released in Japanese, and it's like an old card, but it came out in this for the first time.
Some like Easter egg type stuff happening.
Definitely cool. All right, let's sleeve them up and do it, Azul.
All right, let's do it.
Wait, we can't put the damage counter, the roller thing. I guess we'll have to leave it like right here.
We need like a roller cam. We need like a little table off.
Roller cam. One thing I do dislike about this though is like these cards. I don't know if you've seen the Japanese one. These look way worse compared to the Japanese one.
Oh really? Oh no, I think I have seen that comparison.
These have like the thick yellow border, so it looks a little more classic, right?
Yeah.
The Japanese one has a holographic golden
like
border. And it is like a bummer you can't play some of this stuff. Like look at that switch.
Yeah.
Super cool, right?
This is like a new holo pattern too on the energy, right? This is something we haven't seen before.
Yeah, galaxy foil with like star stamps on them. So the grass deck is a grass fighting deck. And it's pretty cool too. There's like definitely some all-stars of the Pokemon TCG in here. Boss's Orders. If you play currently, you know about Boss's Orders, one of the best cards. Ultra Ball, one of the best cards. Switch, you know, a staple that's been around for forever. Rocket's Admin was an extremely strong card back in its time. Professor Oak is the same way. But then you got cards like Pokeball in here that have existed forever, but never really been that good. good. It's pretty interesting.
It's kind of like some forced glory right there. They're like, all right, come on, give Pokeball its time finally.
How do the sleeves feel? I've just started sleeving.
They feel like ETB sleeves.
But not the matte finish ETB sleeves.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's better. The matte finish ETB sleeves are terrible.
They're the worst things ever?
Yeah, and that's what the most recent ones have been.
Yeah, that's what we used to get at pre-releases, at the end of pre-releases, when they gave us sleeves at pre-releases. The pre-release sleeves used to be good.
Those Diamond Pearl era sleeves are definitely a hot ticket item for a lot of people. Like, people still use them.
Oh, they got some Dunsparces.
That Dunsparce is an all-star of its time.
Yeah, people played like 4 of them. Get the squad, then you switch into a Jirachi, strike and run.
Pokemon Fan Club.
Only 1 rare candy.
Yeah, I only have 1 rare candy as well.
And I got to the Scorching Charcoal, which is like is this the only card that is made just for...
Each deck has a tool that is unique to its deck. So that's how your Charizard takes down a Suicune right there. Give it a shuffle, Azul. How's it feel?
First couple are, it's fine so far. They feel like matte sleeves. They shuffle like they're matte sleeves.
Yeah, because the backs are so matte.
That's why I like non-matte sleeves. I just think I can feel the difference in the shuffle.
I don't know if when we do the actual video if I'm gonna wear this suit or not.
It's hot.
It's getting hot. We've done the bit, you know, success on that front, right?
I can just keep wearing my shirt though.
Yeah. These feel pretty good.
Yeah, they don't feel bad.
How do they riffle? These are meant for players. There's some potentially valuable cards in here. I don't care about no PSA 10 though.
The question is also how long do they hold up for?
Yeah, what's the longevity of the sleeves? I mean, replaceable, right? Everyone can use their own sleeves, theoretically.
Yeah. I bet a lot of people probably didn't, if they did play them, they maybe kept the sleeves sealed and then like sleeved them up in their own.
Yeah, potentially. We're using it the way the designers meant it to be played, though.
Yeah, you'll draw differently with the different sleeves.
Of course.
There's the Mr. Mime. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, Pokemon that play both yours and your opponents have no weakness or resistance. Wait, that's huge.
A basic Pokemon that removes weakness.
Yeah, so the Blastoise has no lightning weakness. That's crazy. It does take it away from your opponent, though.
True.
So it's going to be interesting, like this deck up against the Charizard deck.
Oh, that must be why they're in that deck.
You remove Charizard's weakness to your Blastoise, but you remove the lightning weakness to your Blastoise. Yeah, to the lightning Pokemon with your Blastoise. Honestly, that's just a crazy good ability. That's actually broken. That's
like an ability, yeah, that would be competitively viable if it existed.
They're set up.
Okay, so you shuffled these up, right?
I did, so you can pick first if you want. Or how about you pick for me and you?
Okay, well, I'm taking this one.
I don't know where anyone is.
Yeah,
pick for me too.
No, you pick whichever one you want. Okay. Doesn't matter, I'll win. I got fire.
I got water.
So I got Charizard, you got Blastoise. I've got the lightning stuff as well, okay.
And I've got the Mr. Mime.
The Mr. Mime.
Man, there's so many bad Pokemon in here.
Like, why is Stantler in here? Why did Stantler make the cut, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
All right, Azul, our very first flip, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Heads or tails?
I will take heads.
It's tails.
The thing is with that though, I don't think either of us know if you want to go first or second in this format.
I think I'm gonna take the safe bet and say I want to go first.
I think the safe bet is choosing second.
I think the safe bet's choosing first. Attack turn 2, buddy.
With what? Stantlers?
I got some strong stage 1s. Oh man, I should have gone second.
Oh man, I should have gone, I don't have a choice. All right, Chip, you're going first.
I am going first, and I kind of wish I had gone second. I will draw for turn.
I mean, sheesh.
That's not a bad opener. I won't complain. I'm gonna bench a Charmander. I don't know where my energy is best placed and what energy should go where. I'm gonna attach a lightning energy to my Dunsparce, and then Azul, I will pass to you, buddy.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn here. I'm going to attach a water energy to my Mr. Mime and pass.
That's what you got?
That's all I got.
I'll draw for turn. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. I don't really want to get rid of both of those. I'm going to attach double colorless energy to my Charmander, and I'll use Strike and Run to search my deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon, put them onto my bench. Off the Strike and Run, I will grab a Clefairy, a Zapdos, and a Ho-Oh EX. Put them onto my bench, and
sounds pretty good.
Strike and Run does allow me to choose to switch if I want to, but I think I'm gonna leave Dunsparce in the active spots.
Sounds good. All right, Chip, it's a pretty good play. Let's see what I can do. Not much. I got something though. Go ahead and bench the Lapras, attach to Lapras, and pass.
Can I read Lapras?
Sure.
I got no clue what he does. Not much good. I was hoping for your sake it might be like a support search or something.
No.
I'll draw for turn. I'll attach for turn to Ho-Oh EX, and I will play Professor Oak to discard my hand and draw 7 new cards.
That's pretty good.
I did already have another Professor Oak, but I drew my other double colorless energy, and I didn't really want to discard both of my double colorless energy. I think I will just go for the strike and run once again.
Sounds
Search
good.
my deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon, put them on my bench, and then I can switch if I want to. Man, some of these cards are just straight up bad, honestly. I don't know, it's interesting. It's like if we have equal parts bad cards, then it's like, it balances, right?
I guess, yeah.
Sure. I'll switch. I'll get Voltorb and I will not switch into it.
Over to me. Draw for turn. Attach return to the Lapras. Retreat my Mr. Mime
Okay.
to the Lapras. Play boss's orders
Okay.
to bring up your Clefairy.
Okay.
And then Ice Blade for 30 damage to your Charmander.
So the first damage being placed on the board, I guess one issue with these damage counters is the viewers are not going to know how much damage is on any of these Pokemon.
That's true, yeah. Because they just go straight up.
There is 30 damage on Charmander.
We need like a side angle camera damage.
Yeah, damage counter view. Okay, I'll draw for turn. Potentially super scoop up.
Oh my gosh.
Flip a coin. If heads, I get to put one of my Pokemon and all cards attached to it into my hand. Let's roll the dice. And that is a tails.
Thank goodness. I need that Charmander to go down here. I don't have much else going for me besides that.
Man, Clefairy's attack is a flip to swing. That's
Yeah.
pretty bad. I'm gonna attach a fire energy for turn to my Ho-Oh EX. And Azul will just pass.
Draw for turn. Attach a Psychic Energy to my Mr. Mime. And Ice Blade. Knock out the Charmander. Get myself a prize card.
That is a knockout. Goodbye Charmander, goodbye double colorless energy. I'll draw for turn. I will play Super Rod, shuffle up to 3 in any combination of Pokemon and energy from my discard pile into my deck, and I will just get back the Charmander.
Unfortunate. I was hoping it would stay there for a while.
I'll play Switch to switch my Clefairy into Ho-Oh EX. Play my Professor Oak to discard my hand and draw 7 new cards.
That's a lot of supporters.
It is a lot of supporters. I think I'm going to be playing Bill for the rest of the game. Attach for turn to my Ho-Oh EX. I'll go with its Eternal Blaze attack for 180 damage to knock out Lapras and take 1 prize card.
Sounds good. Promote my Mr. Mime. Draw for turn. I did find myself a computer, search off the prize cards. Discard 2 cards from my hand, search my deck for any 1 card. I feel like I'm going for a Oak here, so it doesn't really matter what I discard. Discard the Hypno into Water.
Hypno. Can Mr. Mime respond to Ho-Oh EX?
It'll take a while. Add a card to my hand.
I wonder what that is.
And then attach for turn.
Oh, Mr. Mime's getting in there, huh?
Professor Oak, discard my hand, draw 7, discarding double colorless energy, and discard. I almost said double turbo energy.
Yeah, I call it that all the time now.
Bench Kangaskhan, bench Squirtle,
Oh,
bench Articuno. Consider my turn. I'm gonna use Juggling. Flip 4 coins for each heads.
do we just want to
10
flip a coin?
Do you wanna?
I don't know. Do it 4 times. So 10 damage for each time it lands in a white spot. 1, 2, same one.
3.
It was in the other one. I'm calling.
I can't even see the other one.
Something's
4.
rigged. What? Dude, this thing is definitely rigged. We definitely need to use a dice. All right, there it is. The big tall cone. I can imagine if there's a bunch of damage on this thing, it just looks ridiculous.
We have to set up 2 towers eventually.
Yeah. I have discarded a lot of really good cards, which is not ideal.
And Comet Punch is on the way as well. 4 coins.
True.
Again, it's literally twice as powerful as Juggling.
I'll bench a Charmander, attach a Lightning Energy to Zapdos. I will play Bill as my supporter to draw 2 cards. Evolve Clefairy into Clefable, and then Azul because I cannot use my Eternal Breath. I cannot attack at all.
Retreat.
So yeah, that's a little hefty. I think Azul I'm just gonna pass.
All right, sounds good. Juggling's got him scared. Draw for turn. I'll play my own Bill.
All
Draw
right.
2 cards as my supporter for turn.
You're finally matching my draw power.
I am. Evolve my Squirtle into a War Turtle. Attach for turn with the double colorless energy to the Kangaskhan.
Okay.
And we're going back into the Juggling.
Bring it back out here.
Got 4 before. What can I do now?
No shot.
1, 2,
Dude, I'm calling sus on your rolls right now, buddy.
3. Hold up.
This guy is... No.
4. Another 40.
So 80 damage on my
Mr. Mime
Ho-Oh.
is putting in work.
80 damage. Holy cow. That is some pressure right there.
Yeah, this is definitely not tournament legal.
I'll draw for turn. I'll play an Ultra Ball to discard a Miltank and a Raichu to search my deck for any one Pokemon and put it in my hand.
Uh-oh.
I'll grab Charmeleon.
Save for a turn.
I don't think you know what Charizard does.
Its ability to turn every energy attached to it fire.
Yeah.
And it's for fire energy, it does 100 damage.
Yeah, it's not very good.
It's better than this. Actually, I don't know. Does Kangaskhan match it in power? It's a basic.
A basic, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, turn 1 Comet Punch is kind of like...
It costs 4 energy to use the Charizard.
And you have double colorless energy. Are you out of double colorless energy?
I think I'm out of double colorless energy. I'll evolve Charmander into Charmeleon. I'll attach a Lightning for turn to my Zapdos, and I will use Eternal Blaze for the knockout on the Mr. Mime.
All right, unfortunate. Mr. Mime goes down. Promote my Kangaskhan. Draw for turn.
Weakness is back active on my Ho-Oh.
It is. I'm lacking water attackers currently. I do know you can't attack with this next turn. Not too scared of the Zapdos. I know what the Electrode does. I feel like I maybe have some time here to get a Call for Family in there. Get myself set up a little bit more. I will begin my turn by playing Fisherman to recover 4 basic water energy.
Okay.
Attaching one of them to turn to the Articuno. I will then use the Call for Family on the Kangaskhan, search my deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto my bench. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm gonna grab here, so this might take a second. Oh, it's a thick Blastoise line, 2/2/1.
Yeah, same for Charmander.
Interesting. I'll grab Lieutenant Surge's Rattata and Mewtwo.
Ooh, that's pretty good, the Mewtwo. 20 plus 20 more for each energy attached to my Pokemon, right?
Yep, and that'll end my turn.
I'll draw for turn. Well, potentially. I'll use my computer search, discard 2 cards from my hand in order to search my deck for any 1 card and put it in my hand, discarding Charmander and Ponyta.
Interesting choice.
I'll get that card and put it in my hand. I'll evolve my Voltorb into Electrode. I'm going to attach a Fire Energy to Charmeleon. Then I'll play Versus Seeker to get a supporter card out of my discard pile and put it into my hand. And I'll grab Professor Oak and play it, supporter card to discard my hand, draw 7 cards. 7 cards. Then I'll blow up my Electrode using its Buzz Zap Pokemon power, which means I knock it out, so you get a prize card. And then I get to attach it to one of my Pokemon, and it provides 2 lightning energy. Oh, it provides every type of energy.
Double rainbow.
I didn't realize that. Okay, but it's there. It's 2 energy. That's fine. And then I will retreat my Ho-Oh EX into my Zapdos, and I'm going with the Drill Peck, 120 damage for the knockout.
That's kind of scary to me. 120 damage consistently can provide that damage too. I'll promote my Mewtwo.
Yep.
And draw for turn. Attach for turn to the Mewtwo.
Okay.
Psychic energy.
Not a double colorless.
No, unfortunately not.
Is there a Blastoise though?
Evolve the Lieutenant Surge's Eradicate and pass.
Okay, not much going on there. I'll draw for turn. I will attach for turn to my Ho-Oh EX. I'm gonna play Boss's Orders to bring up War Turtle, and then I will go for the Drill Peck. 120 damage times 2 for weakness, 240 for the knockout, taking a prize.
Gonna promote the Mewtwo here. Draw for turn. It's looking bad. I'll attach a Psychic Energy to my Mewtwo.
Okay.
And use Barrier. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from an effective attack done to this Pokemon. If one of your Pokemon used Barrier during your last turn, this attack can't be used. I'm invincible for a turn.
Invincible for a turn, okay. I will draw for turn. I'll evolve my Charmeleon into my Charizard. Attach for turn to my Charizard. I'll retreat my Zapdos, discarding a Lightning Energy to bring up Ho-Oh EX. And then I'll use Phoenix Breath to attach 2 basic energy cards from my discard pile to my Pokemon in any way that I like. And they do have to be basic energy, but I'll get these 2, and I'll go 1 onto Charizard, and I'll go 1 onto the Zapdos.
Draw for turn. Attach a Water Energy to my Articuno, and then I will Psychic for 80 damage.
80 damage, so I'm up to 160. You might not be able to tell if you're watching because it just looks like a yellow dot. Dude, look at how ridiculous that looks. 160, there's 160 on it, they can keep up. I'll draw for turn. I'll attach an energy for turn to my Ho-Oh EX, and I'll go for the Eternal Blaze for 180 for the knockout.
All right, goodbye Mewtwo. Promote my Articuno. Gonna need a really good top deck here, let's see. It's not it, and unfortunately for me, actually, hold on, hold up, wait. I'm gonna start my turn by playing Super Rod, recover 3-9 combination of Pokemon and energy cards from my discard pile into my deck. I'll grab Mr. Mime and
your MVP.
War Turtle. Before I shuffle up though, I'm gonna play Fan Club. To search my deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them into my hand, I will grab Squirtle and Mr. Mime. I don't know if this strategy is going to be good enough, but I need to buy a turn.
You need to buy a few turns, I think.
I'll have to figure it out with the top deck.
This is step 1, though.
Bench the Mr. Mime and Squirtle from the fan club. Attach a water energy to my Articuno, and then I will use the Freeze Dry.
Okay.
Deal 30 damage. There's no weakness applied here, however, because I benched the Mr. Mime.
Yep.
And then if I get heads, you're paralyzed, which buys me a turn. We'll see what I can do with it, though.
30 damage onto Ho-Oh. And
another
Azul
heads.
flips another heads, okay. So Ho-Oh is paralyzed, and I will draw for turn. I'll attach an energy to Clefable, and I will pass, Azul.
Draw for turn. I don't think Magikarp saves me here.
You know, there was a while that Magikarp was illegal for standard play, like Heart Gold Soul Silver one, because they made another Magikarp that had the exact same attack, exact same everything.
Not that it matters anymore at this point, but yeah, I'll go ahead and get my knockout here. Freeze Dry for the KO. Get myself 2 prize cards, but not gonna quite be enough here, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so, because all I need to do, Azul, is promote my mighty Charizard, draw for turn, attach a lightning energy, and also attach the Scorching Charcoal, which says the attacks that the Charizard uses do 100 more damage, and then because of its ability, Energy Burn, all energy attached to this Pokemon are fire energy instead of their usual type. So I can Fire Spin for 100 damage, plus 100, 200, discarding 2 energy cards to take the knockout and my final prize card.
That'll do it.
I was a little worried about decking out there at the end, to be honest, because my last prize was
the admin.
Yeah, sure. So what were your thoughts on the Blastoise deck, Azul?
I didn't really do much, so I don't have too many thoughts. Never got the Blastoise online, which is definitely the main power of the deck, right, is the energy acceleration through the Blastoise. The Charizard's deck's energy acceleration comes from the Electro, so a little bit easier to get out. But yeah, lack of draw support early, I wasn't able to really piece it together. But once you get the Blastoise online, I imagine you have quite a few options.
Yeah, I maybe got just a little luckier that I found all my, like I started Dunsparce, I found Professor Oak super early, found my double colorless energies. And
if I just found some follow-up supporters, I think it would have been fine. But kind of like, I hit a drought after that first computer search research for Oak. All
right, well this time Azul is gonna play the fire deck and I'm gonna play the Venusaur deck. So this way, what we're gonna do is we're each gonna get to play all 3 decks, and then also all of the decks will play against each other as well. We still using this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, heads or tails?
Heads.
Dude.
I'll go second.
You will choose to go second, okay.
Yeah, I feel like going second is the way to go.
Maybe so, maybe it is.
Mulligan to begin with?
Mulligan to begin with. I guess I don't need to see what
you've
got.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah. All right, I did get a basic. What do you think about the sleeves after just a game here?
They're okay.
I think they feel okay. They definitely are like on quality with what the Pokemon Center sleeves are. They're better than ETB sleeves.
I still wouldn't recommend anyone use the Pokemon Center sleeves. But
they're no Dragon Shields.
They're no Dragon Shields.
I will take my Mulligan.
And you'll be going first.
I am going first. Draw for turn. That's pretty good. Attach for turn. And then I'll play Computer Search, discarding a Professor Oak and a Fighting Energy. Search my deck for any 1 card and put it in my hand. I'll take this card and put it in my hand. And then I will bench a Bulbasaur, and Azul I will pass.
Okay, draw for turn. Start my turn by playing Fan Club, search my deck for any 2 basic Pokemon and put them into my hand.
I already found all the best Pokemon for you. I put them in play last game. Everything else that I didn't put in play, if you see it, it sucks.
Off the Pokemon Fan Club, I'll grab Clefairy and Charmander, add them to my hand.
Sure.
I'll bench both the Charmander and the Clefairy. Bench also a Ho-Oh EX.
I assumed that was either prized or in your hand when you didn't get it off the Fan Club.
Attach a double colorless energy to the Ho-Oh EX, and I will pass.
I will draw for turn. I'll attach a Fighting Energy from my hand to Snorlax. I'll evolve my Bulbasaur into Ivysaur. Then I'll play my Versus Seeker to put a supporter from my discard pile into my hand, getting back the Professor Oak, and then play Professor Oak to discard my hand and draw 7 new cards. I'll use Ultra Ball to discard 2 cards from my hand, getting rid of Pinsir and a Grass Energy. This lets me search my deck for any Pokemon and put it in my hand. And I will grab Doduo and put it onto my bench. And I'm going with the Collapse, 120 damage, and then Snorlax is asleep.
Goodbye, Pikachu.
And take a prize card first, I guess, and then flip one of these coins. And if heads, I wake up, tails, I stay asleep. Once again, it is heads. That thing's a little suspect, Azul, I'm not gonna lie.
We gotta go a little bit longer, but yeah, it is looking a little sus. I'll promote my Ho-Oh EX, draw for turn. That is not what I was hoping to draw for turn. Okay, Evolve my Clefairy into a Clefable.
Okay.
And then play Professor Oaks, discard my hand, and then draw 7 cards.
Okay.
Evolve my Charmander to a Charmeleon. Attach a Fire Energy to my Ho-Oh EX. Bench Zapdos, and then use Phoenix Breath to attach 2 basic energy cards from my discard pile to my Pokemon in any way I like. I will take the 2 Lightning Energy and attach them both to my Charmeleon.
I will draw for turn. I'll evolve Doduo into Dodrio. I'll use Computer Search to discard 2 other cards from my hand. To search my deck for any 1 card, I'll discard Ivysaur and Paris. Yeah, Parasect is terrible. If it's bad, it's not coming in play. You may be able to guess what I got here, Azul.
Professor Oaks or a Venusaur.
It's not either of those cards, actually.
Interesting. Well, now I'm curious. I have no clue what this is now.
I was gonna go super aggressive and knock out your Charmeleon. I think that's worth it, though. Using my boss. Then I have no setup. Actually, I wouldn't be attaching energy if I did that. 1 second.
Oh, look at that. I'm miraculously turned into a Professor Oaks.
I already had those 2.
Uh-oh.
In my head, I was like, let me just KO the thing he just loaded up on his bench. And then I didn't think about, oh yeah, if he just gets 1 more energy, the Ho-Oh blows me up. So off the Computer Search, I'll grab this 1 card, and I will evolve my Ivysaur into Venusaur.
I'm gonna read that one.
Bench a Lugia EX. Yeah, you know, I realized earlier in the game when I researched away a Grass Energy and attached the Fighting, I probably should have attached the Grass Energy to my Snorlax.
Definitely feels a little bit better.
And then I'll play Professor Oak to discard my hand and draw 7 new cards. Attach an energy for turn to the Lugia EX. And I'll go for the Collapse, 120 damage. My Snorlax goes to sleep. Then I gotta flip this thing again, which we know is gonna be heads, and I'm gonna wake up.
Yep, it is heads. You did wake up. Draw for turn. Attach the Scorching Charcoal to my Charmeleon.
Okay. Getting scary.
The Professor Oaks, discard your hand, draw 7 cards.
Okay. Don't mind seeing the boss's orders go down.
Attach return to the Ho-Oh EX.
Okay.
With a fire and Eternal Blaze for 180 damage. Knock out your Snorlax. Can't attack next turn.
Yep, goodbye Snorlax. I will promote Venusaur, which somehow only has 2 retreat.
Somehow.
And then I will draw for turn. I'll bench my Chansey, and I'll also bench an Onyx. I'll attach double colorless energy to Lugia EX, and I will go for Professor Oak, discarding my hand and drawing 7 cards. I will retreat my Venusaur into Chansey, and I will pass.
Draw for turn. I'll begin my turn by playing Bill. Draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
And follow it up with a Pokeball.
Okay.
From the point of heads, search my deck for any 1 Pokemon.
So we just know you're gonna get to, you know. Yeah, it's just gonna be heads.
Heads so far. What if it actually is just effective?
Yeah, how many is that in a row? It's gotta be like 10 in a row, right?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Let me see your discard.
Ooh, we're checking discards out here.
Off the Pokeball, I will grab myself a Voltorb. I will then play another Pokeball.
Okay.
Will it be another heads? It is another heads.
Dude, it's gotta be so rigged.
I will grab myself a Rapidash into my hand. I'll bench Miltank and Ponyta. Retreat the Ho-Oh EX, discarding the 2 basic fire energy into the Miltank. Attach for turn onto the Ponyta, and then I will use Healing Milk. Flip 2 coins for each heads. Heal 30 damage from 1 of your Pokemon, choosing the Ho-Oh EX.
All right, let's see how many heads you flip.
I don't know if they tested this very much.
Oh!
The first Tails?
What are your thoughts after using this for a game and a half now?
Yikes.
The damage counters, I mean.
Oh, they're fine. I mean, you wouldn't want them set up like this, of course, but...
Yeah.
All right, Chip, see what you got.
All right, I will draw for turn. Quite the interesting position we find ourselves in here. I think the Charizard deck seems way better than the other decks.
It does have Metronome.
Yeah. I will go with the Bill to draw 2 cards.
Sounds good.
Now, I will go for Pokeball, flip a coin if heads, search my deck for a Pokemon, put it into my hand, and I will get a heads or tails. What a bad time for it to start, you know, being honest. I'll attach an energy for turn to Onyx here, and oh, you could just switch boss. It's like a lot to have, though. I guess you do have, How many computer search do these have? 1 or 2?
2, I think. You've already played 2, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I have. I'll use Energy Trans on Venusaur to move an energy over to the Dodrio. And then Azul, I will pass.
Okay, draw for turn. I'll evolve my Ponyta to a Rapidash, and then play Professor Oak, discarding my hand, and then drawing 7 cards as my supportive return.
Okay.
I'll attach return to the Ho-Oh EX, and then use Healing Milk. Flip 2 coins, heal 3 damage from one of my Pokemon. I choose the Ho-Oh EX. See how much we're healing.
30. 60 healing, okay.
It's getting tanky once again.
I will draw for turn. A little bit of a bummer on that. I'll play Pokemon Fan Club to search my deck for 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into my hand. Dude, this deck just sucks. What do I do? Off the Pokemon Fan Club, I'll grab Hitmonlee and Sandshrew.
Deadly duo right there.
Deadly duo. The infamous duo, some would say. Then I'll bench Sandshrew. I will retreat Chansey with Dodrio into the Sandshrew.
Oh, you get aggressive? Rolling tackle?
Attach a grass energy for turn. And I'll go for the collect to draw a card.
Sounds good. All right, I'll draw for turn. Use computer search. Discard 2 cards from my hand and then search my deck for any 1 card. Some good ones in here. Play Via Seeker for the boss's orders.
Yep.
So boss's orders up your Venusaur.
Okay.
Attach to my Rapidash that you were making fun of earlier. Switch into the Rapidash that you were making fun of earlier. And then knock out your Venusaur with the Rapidash you were making fun of earlier with Ring of Fire.
That is pretty good. Probably should have moved 1 more energy over from it in case of this. I have no one to blame but myself for the situation I have put myself in. How do I win? I'm gonna promote Chansey, since it's got for retreat at least, and draw for turn. I'm gonna bench Bulbasaur.
Oh, he's back.
I'll attach for turn to Sandshrew, retreat my Chansey, and I'll go with the Rising Wind for 30 damage, search my deck for a basic energy card and attach it to this Pokemon, then shuffle my deck, grabbing a fighting energy.
Draw for turn here. I'll attach a fire energy from my hand to the Ho-Oh EX, and then Ring of Fire for 50 damage, and you are burned.
I'm burned, okay. I take 20 from the burn, and then I will flip a coin to see if I heal the burn. Well, I'm still burned.
All right.
I'll draw for turn.
Sounds good to me.
I will use my Pokeball, flip a coin if heads, search my deck for a Pokemon and put it into my hand. Nice. It's not that good, but you know, it's what I've done. And I will grab a Sand Slash and evolve my Sandshrew into Sand Slash.
I gotta read this one.
Don't worry too much about it.
90 damage though.
I will attach for turn to the Sand Slash, retreat my Lugia EX with Retreat Aid on Dodrio. I guess I should have used my supporter first, but that's fine. I'll do it now. I'll play Professor Oak. We shuffle our hand into our deck, and then I draw 5 cards. You draw 4. Okay. I'll use Super Rod, shuffle 3 in any combination of Pokemon and basic energy from my discard pile into my deck. And I will retrieve an Ivysaur, a Venusaur, and a Grass Energy.
Sounds good.
Then I will go for the Sand Tomb for the knockout on Rapidash.
I'll go ahead and promote.
I guess you can't attack with anything at the moment.
I'll go ahead and promote my Zapdos.
Okay.
Draw for turn. Play Bill to draw 2 cards
Okay.
as my supporter for turn. I'll attach a lightning energy to my Zapdos and then actually go for the Thunder Shock. 20 damage.
Now, are you mostly doing this because you know there's a very high chance that this is a heads?
And then flip a coin. If heads, you are paralyzed.
Okay.
Let's see what we get. It is a heads.
It's paralyzed.
You're paralyzed.
Okay. Draw for turn. I'll go with Bill to draw 2 cards. And pass.
All right. Draw for turn. I'll evolve my Charmeleon into Charizard.
There he is.
Not sure how to approach this. You got some squad there.
I have Lugia. No one else is really anything to be worried about.
No one else is cooking. I'll attach a lightning energy to my Charizard, retreat my Zapdos into the mill tank,
Okay.
and then use Healing Milk, targeting my Ho-Oh EX to attempt to heal up to 60 damage. That's 30. There's only 30 there. I could flip again, but we'll go ahead and call it on that.
I'll draw for turn.
Sounds good.
I'll play Bill to draw 2 cards.
How many cards you got left there?
Enough.
4? I don't know, Chip.
I will rare candy Bulbasaur into Venusaur.
Okay.
Then I'll use Energy Trans to move a Grass Energy here and a Grass Energy here. And Azul, I am going to abuse the fact that this thing flips nothing but heads, and I'm going for the continuous scratch. I mean, to be fair, I think this is, I flip 4 coins, you're weak to fighting, so, oh, it's plus 20.
So you need 3 heads.
But that's easy for this machine. Let's get it. Continuous scratch, 30 for each heads. I flip 4 coins. There's 1. There's 2. I got 2 more shots, but we know I only needed 1 more.
What did he use?
Knockout Miltank.
Goodbye, Miltank. You did your job.
Take a prize.
Miltank did his job.
Miltank's fine.
I'll go ahead and promote my Ho-Oh EX. Draw for turn. Fire energy to the Ho-Oh EX.
Okay.
Play a Super Rod to recover Voltorb. Fire energy and fire energy. Shuffle those into the deck. And before I do that, I will play a Team Rocket's admin.
Sure.
We both shuffle our hands into our deck and then draw cards for our remaining prize cards. I have 4, you have 3.
Yep.
And then my turn, I will Eternal Blaze to knock out your Sandslash.
Goodbye, Sandslash. I'll promote my Chansey and I'll draw for turn. The fact I cannot knock you out is very annoying.
That's what I was hoping for.
So I'm pretty sure you do not have a boss left because you've used your boss and you've used your Versus Seeker. I'm pretty sure you have no Gust. I'll use Energy Trans to move the grass energy off of Lugia to Venusaur. And then I will use Pokemon Nurse to heal all damage from one of my Pokemon. If I healed any damage in this way, I do have to discard all the energy. So I'll discard the fighting and the double colorless. Then I will move the energy over to the Lugia. 2 of them. I'll retreat Chansey into Lugia, and I will go for Rising Wind for 30 damage. Search my deck for a basic energy and attach it to the Lugia EX. I'll grab that energy.
Okay, sounds good. I'll draw for turn. I'll attach a Charizard, retreat my Ho-Oh EX, promoting the Charizard, and then use Fire Spin, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon to do 200 damage with the Scorching Charcoal.
Yep, that tool is pretty good. So 200 damage going on to Lugia. I will draw for turn. It's all so bad. I will bench my Scyther. I'll retreat with the Retreat Aid from Lugia into the Scyther. And I'm going to move a grass energy up to it with Energy Trance. I'm going to use Swords Dance. So next turn, my slash attack does 30 more damage.
It's pretty broken, Chip.
You know, this was like, used to be a staple.
I'll draw for turn.
In the best deck in the format.
I'll attach return to my Ho-Oh EX. I'll switch to the Ho-Oh EX.
Yep.
And then knock out your Scyther with Eternal Blaze.
Okay, goodbye. I'll promote Chansey, and I'll draw for turn. New win condition, only win condition. I will move 2 energy from my Lugia up to Chansey, and I will use Scrunch. Flip a coin if heads during your next turn. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. Whew.
I don't know if I'm going to get you this turn, Chip. We'll see. I'll draw for turn.
You cannot attack, that is true.
I'll then attach return to my Charizard and pass over to you.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I'll Boss's Orders your Clefable. And I'll go with Chansey's Scrunch. Flip if heads. You can't damage me.
The Scrunch win gone.
That's the heads.
I'll draw for turn. Attach return to Clefable. And pass.
You could Metronome Scrunch.
I'll Metronome Scrunch.
It's heads.
All right.
I'm just going to leave this here.
Okay. We know where it's going.
I'll draw for turn, and I'll Metronome Scrunch. Oh, well, I'll just use Scrunch. I don't have to Metronome anything. Heads. He's getting nervous.
Draw for turn.
Just so everyone knows,
I have 2 cards left.
Azul has 2 cards left. I have 3 cards left.
And I'll Metronome Scrunch.
Azul has 2 Rockets Admin in his discard pile.
Tails.
And a Super Rod in his discard pile. I'll draw for turn.
This is all true.
I will Scrunch.
This is it. This is the game right here. No! The Scrunch win! Draw for turn?
Yeah, that's going to be it because you can't Gust this to do 30 damage to it.
I can't.
You can't take 2 prizes in 2 turns because I'm immune.
Scrunch.
Draw. Scrunch. Let's go. The invincible Chansey.
That is my last card, and it was not an out, unfortunately. So pass, and then
I will draw, and I will pass. Azul has no cards. Venusaur for the win.
The Scrunch win con.
All right, can we just agree that this thing is definitely broken? Or
it seems pretty one-sided, yeah.
It does seem like it.
Would you like to roll a die from here on out, Chip?
We can roll a die for our last game.
Okay.
I do have to say the Charizard deck just seems like the best one. Like pretty
it hits. Well, I don't know. Blastoise hasn't set up Blastoise yet.
That is true.
I think that could be the turning point.
We haven't seen its true power. But like Charizard's other attackers seem good. No one else has a Zapdos, you know? The Zapdos seems...
The Zapdos is good.
Zapdos is really good.
You do need to set up the Electrode.
I mean, I have the Onix. You had the Onix in the Venusaur deck.
You do need to set up the Electrode, which I did prize that game.
So last game here, I'm going to be playing the water deck. Azul is going to be playing the grass deck. Are you ready, Azul?
I'm ready.
You want to flip a real coin?
Yeah.
Flip a coin. The good old Worlds coin from this year.
No. Roll a die.
That's why I
thought
said.
you meant was just
I said flip a real coin. What did you think I meant? When I said flip a real coin, you thought I meant roll a die. Do you want heads or tails?
I'll take heads.
It is heads.
All right, I'll go second.
Ooh,
the Paris start.
Paris start. I got the Mr. Mime start. MVP from your game.
Familiar face.
I'll draw for turn. I'll attach an energy for turn to Mr. Mime, and I will pass, Azul.
All right, draw for turn. Play Bill. Draw 2 cards for my supporter for turn. Attach a grass energy to the Paris. Bench a Onix. And then I will use Call for Family with the Paris deck for 2 basic Pokemon. Put them onto my bench.
Pretty good opener.
Not bad, not complaining. And I'll grab myself Doduo and Bulbasaur.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I'll use Computer Search, discarding Starmie and a basic water energy. It allows me to search my deck for any 1 card and put it in my hand, and I'll get that card. I'll bench Mewtwo, attach double colorless.
Oh no.
Bench Articuno, bench Drowsy, and play Professor Oak to discard my hand and draw 7 new cards.
Kind of scared of the Mewtwo. So doing 40 damage right now?
Yeah.
Pretty scary.
I will pass.
All right, sounds good. I'll draw for turn.
Okay.
Play Bill, draw 2 cards. And
there he is.
Supporter for turn. Play Pokeball, flip a coin of heads. Search my deck for any Pokemon. I did get Tails. Gonna have to come up with something else here then. Play Computer Search, discarding.
Would have been nice if you could have just discarded the Pokeball.
Switch and Bill. Search my deck for any 1 card and put it into my hand. Grabbing this one. Evolve my Paris into a Parasect.
Now what the heck does that do?
A Hibernation Spore for 2 grass and colors. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep during Pokemon checkup. Your opponent flips 2 coins instead of 1. If either of them is tails, the Pokemon is still asleep. And then, Recall Energy, search your deck for 2 basic grass energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon any way you like, then shuffle your deck. I'll attach a grass energy for turn to Doduo.
Okay.
Then use nutritional support to search my deck for 2 basic grass energy attached to my Pokemon in any way I would like. And I'll attach 2 basic grass energy to the Onix.
Maybe the Parasect is the secret to the grass deck, huh?
It might be, yeah.
All right, I will draw for turn. I am yet to find a Squirtle, which is a bit of an issue. I'll attach a water energy to my Mr. Mime. I'm gonna play Rocket's Admin. So we both shuffle our hands into the deck, drawing a card for each of our remaining prize cards. Neither of us has taken one yet, so we both get 6 cards.
Don't mind it, I only had a 3-card hand.
Didn't really want to oak away another oak and a Versus Seeker and a Fisherman.
I wouldn't either.
And I will bench the Squirtle here.
Found it.
I did find a Squirtle, that's great. And let's go for the juggling. I flipped 4 coins and then I deal 10 damage for each heads. So start with 1, that's a heads. 2 is a tails. 3 tails, and 4. That's 20 damage onto the Parasect.
All right, sounds good, Chip. Begin my turn by drawing. How many cards do you have in your hand?
17. 5.
I'll evolve my Doduo to a Dodrio. I'll bench my Sandshrew, attach a fighting energy to the Sandshrew.
Okay.
Professor Oaks, discarding my hand and drawing 7.
Okay. Grass energy going down.
It is. Gonna have to be okay with it. I'll evolve my Bulbasaur to an Ivysaur.
Okay.
And then use the nutritional support once again. Search my deck for up to 2 basic grass energy, attach them to my Pokemon in any way I would like.
Getting a lot of grass energy in play, buddy.
I am. I'll attach 1 to Sandshrew, and I'll attach the other one to the Dodrio.
I will draw for turn. I'll play Bill to draw 2 cards. Not amazing. I'll use Pokeball to flip a coin. If heads, search my deck for a Pokemon, put it in my hand. Play the Pokeball to flip a coin, and if heads, I search my deck for a Pokemon and put it into my hand. I'll play Pokeball, flip a coin. If heads, search my deck for a Pokemon and put it in my hand. That is a Tails, but I'll play another Pokeball.
Of course.
Do the same thing, and that one is a heads. Very good.
There you go.
Playing the odds.
Always gotta have that backup Pokeball. You never know when you need it, right?
I will grab a War Turtle and evolve my Squirtle into War Turtle. attach a Psychic Energy for turn to Drowsy here. And I'll go with the Juggling once again. Flipping 4 coins, 10 damage for each heads. That's 10, 20, 20, and 20. 20 damage.
Sounds good. Draw for turn. Oof, I don't love that top deck, I'm not gonna lie. I'll attach a double colorless energy to my Onyx.
Okay.
And then utilizing the retreat aid, will retreat my Parasect into my Onyx, and then use Lane Crush to KO your Mr. Mime.
All right, goodbye, Mr. Mime. Promote my Mewtwo, and I will draw to start my turn. I'll play Bill to draw 2 cards. I will just use Psychic for 20 damage for each energy attached to you, plus 20 base, so 100 damage, sorry, yep, 100 damage.
Sounds good. Draw for turn. I'll attach Sunseed to the Ivysaur,
okay.
A double colorless energy to the Sandshrew, and then play a Professor Oak. Just card in my hand, drawing 7 cards.
That's a lot of Professor Oak going down.
Yeah, I drew into quite a few of them there. Not what I wanted to do, but kind of what I had to do, it felt like.
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that sometimes. I'll evolve my Sandshrew to a Sandslash. I will then Land Crush for 120.
A lot of damage for not the KO.
Feels not great. Been coming up a little bit short there.
All right, Mewtwo with the damage. I will draw for turn. I will use Ultra Ball, discarding those 2, to search my deck for any Pokemon, and I will grab Blastoise. I'll evolve Wartortle into Blastoise. I will then use Computer Search to discard Pokemon Fan Club and Kangaskhan to grab that card. I'll play Switch to switch my Mewtwo into Drowsy. Getting in there with the Psychic Boom. And I'll play Professor Oak, discard my hand, draw 7 cards. Oh, wow, gonna leave me hanging again. Wow, not a lot of water energy there.
Not good, you need those.
I will bench a Magikarp and attach a double colorless energy to Magikarp for turn. And then I'm going with the Psychic Boom for 10 damage for each energy attached to your active, which is enough to knock out Onyx and take my first prize card.
And promote the Ivysaur, draw for turn.
Okay.
Things are a little bit weird now. I'm down a ton of draw support at this point, which has made things considerably awkward. I'll attach a grass energy for turn to Parasect. I'll boss up your Blastoise, retreat into my Sandslash, and then use Sand Tomb for 90 damage, and you can't retreat.
Okay, it's a little awkward, but Blastoise is not dead. 90 damage going on Blastoise, and I will draw for turn. I'll evolve Drowsy into Hypno. I'll attach the Drops in the Ocean to my Blastoise.
Uh-oh.
Ultra Ball away to Psychic Energy, grabbing the Gyarados off my Ultra Ball. I'll evolve Magikarp into Gyarados. I'll bench my Suicune EX, then play Professor Oak, discarding my hand, draw 7 cards. Gosh, man, this guy, come on. It's just like unreasonable, honestly. I'll Rain Dance a energy to my Suicune EX. Then I'll attach an energy for turn to Suicune. And Azul will just have to pass.
All right, I like the sound of that. The Blastoise was scary. I'll attach return to the Parasect, retreat my active Sandslash thanks to Dodrio's ability here, and then I will knock you out with the Peck, doing 20 damage. Flip a coin to the tails, attack does 20 damage for each head. You only have 20 HP left, so Peck will do. Getting myself a prize card.
Peck will do. I'll promote my Suicune EX and draw for turn. I'll play Super Rod, shuffle back 3 in any combination of Basic Energy and Pokemon from my discard pile into my deck. I will shuffle back Blastoise and 2 basic water energy. Then I will play Versus Seeker, search my discard pile for Supporter and put it in my hand, getting back the Rockets Admin I played earlier, and I will play the Rockets Admin. We both shuffle our hands into the deck. You get 4 cards for each of your remaining prizes, and I get 5 for each of my remaining prizes.
Get my 4 cards.
I'll bench a Squirtle, attach a water energy for turn to the Suicune EX, and I will use its Crystal Blast for 120 damage, 60 plus 30 more for each water energy I have attached.
Goodbye, Dodrio. I'm going to promote the Parasect, draw for turn, bench a Lugia EX, attach return to Lugia EX.
Okay.
And then Hibernation Spore, 40 damage. You are now asleep. You have to flip 2 coins in between turns. If either of them is tails, you stay asleep.
Gotta flip 2 to wake up.
2 to wake up.
This would be a pretty nice flip to hit. Let's see it. 2 flips, 1 and 2 heads. I do wake up and I will draw to start my turn. Bill to draw 2 cards as my supporter for turn. I'll attach Return to Gyarados, and I'll retreat Suicune with its Aqua Lift ability into the Gyarados, and I'll use Hydro Splash on Gyarados for 50 damage, which is enough to knock out the Parasect with 40 on it already.
Goodbye, Parasect. Things are looking tough over here for sure.
I got a feeling someone prized their Venusaur.
No, I just haven't found him.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I haven't had to move energy yet.
Well, you could have... Yeah, I guess that's fair.
I'll promote my Lugia EX. Draw for turn. Play Ultra Ball to get rid of a Scyther and Rare Candy. Grab myself the Venusaur. Evolve my Ivysaur to the Venusaur. Play the Versus Seeker to recover the Rocket's Admin. And then I will play the Rocket's Admin, stuffing our hands into our decks, and then drawing a card for each of our remaining prize cards. All right, I will get 4.
And I will get 3.
I'll use the Venusaur's Energy Trans ability to move energy from my bench Pokemon to my active Pokemon. I will then use Rising Wind to do 30 damage and search my deck for a basic energy card and attach it to Lugia.
I will draw to start my turn. I'll attach an energy from my hand to the Gyarados, and I will just use Hyper Beam. 80 damage, and then I discard energy from your active, and I think I will choose to discard the Grass energy.
Good call there, Chip. Draw for turn. I will play Super Rod to recover 3 basic Grass energy into the deck, and then go back into my deck with Computer Search. Search my deck for basic Grass energy, attach it to my Lugia, and then I'll use Rising Wind to do 30 more damage. Search my deck for another basic energy.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. I'm going to retreat my Gyarados into the Suicune EX. With perfect math, I will attach 1 more water energy for Crystal Blast to deal 150, putting you exactly to 230 for the knockout and 2 prize cards.
Goodbye, Lugia. That is not great. I don't know if I have anything left here. I'll go ahead and promote Sand Slash. Draw for turn. And Sand Tomb for 90.
Yep. And then I will just draw, attach 1 more energy card for good measure, and Crystal Blast for 60 in the knockout.
Goodbye, Sand Slash.
Last prize. Well, I swept you. Bodied. Now that means I get to keep one of your regionals trophies, right?
Not quite. You still have to earn those yourself.
Bah.
All right, Chip. We've played through every deck. What are your thoughts on it as a game?
I would have to say the quality of our games did not feel super high. I mean, I would play it again for sure, but I've got a lot of different ways I can choose to play Pokemon. This feels kind of low on the list, to be honest. The decks do not feel super balanced. The Charizard deck definitely feels like it's just way better than the other 2 in my opinion.
Yeah.
And also the Venusaur feels like a step below the Blastoise deck, right? Definitely after playing it more, I agree with your take that going second seems correct.
Definitely going second. Going first, you're usually just going to attach pass.
Yeah, but a lot of times, like in the theme deck format in the past, getting ahead on energy attachments was the bigger deal.
That is true. Yeah, overall it feels like the decks could have had more work been put into them to make them feel a little bit like their own format if they're going out of their way to like be combining all these cards.
Like some of the Pokemon just feel useless. Maybe that's a little unfair.
I mean, more synergies would have been nice, right? Like the question is with this product,
like this Starmie feels pretty bad.
It's about as good as the Ninetales.
This Articuno feels pretty bad too.
It's got the paralysis though, that's why it's there.
Yeah.
For the stall turn.
It can get you there.
This might be the worst card though.
He's pretty bad.
Loads up, swings for 60 for 3.
He's a free retreater, which would be a plus.
Is true.
It would be a plus, but the deck already has the Dodrio.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes up if you prize one of the Dodrio pieces, you have Scyther to work with.
I think it would definitely be nice if these decks had some sort of prize manipulation, like a Gladion would have been a cool add for each of them. I mean, a lot of the trainers are just the same across the decks, right? So why not add a Gladion, right? Just for that.
Yeah, because like prizing like specifically your Charizard, your Blastoise, your Venusaur is pretty brutal.
That's another thing too, like I almost feel like the gameplay experience would have been better if the main evolution line was a little thicker. It didn't have to be 3-3-3, but if even just adding 1 more stage 2 would have made it feel a little better, right?
Yeah, it feels like this is definitely a collectible product. I would not buy this with the intent of buying it as like a game. Overall, I think I give the product overall a thumbs down.
Is Pokemon's most expensive product actually fun? The answer?
No. I think
we're going with no, and that hurts to say. I want to like this, you know? I want to like love this and want to play this all the time, right?
So as a collectible product, that's kind of an individualistic thing. Can you really say it's worth it as a collectible product? Can't really say that.
It's up to the collector, yeah. I mean, there is some really cool aspects, right? Like the fact that this Mr. Mime has never existed before in English and it now exists, right? That's pretty dope.
If you're a collector and you like collecting a lot of things in Pokemon, fun. I mean, this might be one of them. It is like a pretty unique product.
I would think the value of it would go up if you could use the cards in competitive play.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Right, like if you could use the switches or the super odd and standard, right?
The foil pattern. You can apparently use the energy, right?
I've heard you can use the energy. I don't know that for
sure. Oh, it
sure.
doesn't say on the energy that you can't use it in.
The energy are the only cards that do not have the little text that says...
This card cannot be used at official tournaments.
Yeah, every other card has a little bit of text on it that says this card cannot be used at official tournaments.
Oh, I guess even like going a step further as far as like the creation of the game goes. Like they made up cards for this game, right? This is not a real card.
That's true.
I mean, it is a real card because it's here.
Yes.
But it's not a real card in the sense that there's not a Lugia EX out there. That's a different artwork that you can get.
And the tool for each of the...
So they did make up cards. So they could have gone a step further and made up some more to like kind of tie things together a little bit.
Maybe we'll get another Trading Card Game Classic in the future, but it'll feature only cards that were previously exclusive in TCG Pocket.
Hey, you just made a product for them. I'm sure. All right.
GG's Azul.
GG's Chip.